I don't know if I remember how to do this anymore. Something, something, talkity, talkity. How are you guys? Hey guys, how are you? Long time no see. I'm just gonna say that the fall and the winter and the not a lot of light has it's just really taken out of me. This fall, this winter, this whatever it is. I don't remember being so affected by the lack of light so early in the season and just barely being able to cope, you guys. I'm so tired. I'm just, ugh. Can barely get up in the morning and get to work on time, which is hampered by road construction down the main drag where I have to go to work, where a lot of people, you know, go up and down this road. It's normally 2 lanes with a turn lane, and they are widening the sidewalks on either side of the road, so now it's 1 lane in either direction with a turn lane. And the people in Utah do not want to merge, although I've seen many an out-of-state license plate that do not want to merge either. And so every morning as I'm sitting in line waiting for the lights to cycle, so you can creep 20 feet forward every light cycle, and cursing out each and every idiot who drives up the right side and squeeze in at the absolute last minute, and am screaming in my head, "You're the problem. You, right there in the right lane, you are the problem." Road construction has sapped my will to live, you guys. It has sapped my will to live. Anyway, so it takes me an extra half hour to get to work every morning just because there's no good alternate route for me to get to work. It's just. And then it snowed last night into this morning, so the roads were a delightful, icy mess. So we just slowed down and had to wait and just be patient and do the thing. And finally, there was a big monster Dodge pickup truck behind me. I mean, he was massive. He was jacked up and he was a dually, so he was wide. And he had had enough of the right lane runners. And so he pulled his big old truck out, so he was in 3/4 of the right lane, just enough in the left lane so he didn't lose his spot. And let me tell you, once he did that, we got up through the merge point super duper fast. Because all you people, right lane runners, you're the problem. So, how are you? That's quite the aside there. I did write it down in my notes of things to talk about. I hadn't intended to talk about it at the top of the show. So there you have it. I decorated a little bit for Christmas. I was going to do more, but my ambition has completely and totally run out, so that's pretty much what you get. There are lights over there in the garland, but they're, okay, so they're awesome and super flashly, really, really bright. I would have to get an epileptic seizure warning at the top of the show to say, I'm going to plug in these lights. They're super bright. And then I thought, they'd probably be just a little bit too distracting, so we'll leave the super sparkly flashing lights out, and I will enjoy them without you. So, shall we talk about some stitching? I have actually been doing a little bit of stitching. The first little thing that I have been working on, this has been my at-work lunch break project, has been Dreaming is Free, Believe in Miracles, by Little Kate, one of the 3 little words thingy series, right there. And so as you can see, right here, the Miracles is done in chestnut or cocoa. I think it's chestnut. Anyway, dark brown. And I finished it. And as you can see, my Miracles is done in Oscar, because inside the pattern it is charted for Oscar. And I didn't figure out this until I just had the LES left to go. And then I was sad. But I didn't want to pull it out, so I just worked with it. The little flower shapes there between all the letters of Miracles were supposed to be in white, I elected to do them in a pink because I figured, no, not white. They were charted to be done in the same teal as those stars on the bottom. So I decided to do them in pink just so that there wasn't a lot of the verdigris, yeah, all put together. All the teal right on top of each other, a lot of that same color. So you can see I haven't even bothered to iron it yet. That is how much I'm just not feeling it this winter. So there is that. I think it turned out really cute. I have one left in the series that I'm working on, and it's this one, the Forgive, Move On, Think Happy Thoughts. So I've got Think Happy completed on that one, and I'm just kind of working on it a little bit at a time at lunch, at work, and during lunch. Let's put this right over here. We'll shuffle around the piles of stuff, because if you don't do this, well, if you do this, you know for a fact that there are piles and piles and piles of stuff. All right, let's see. The other thing that I have been working on is Candy Cane of Mischief. This is a Bent Creek chart. It's done on an 18 count, yeah, 18 count linen of some sort or another over 2 stitches with number 5 pearl cotton. Let me unroll this just like that. And here it is. As you can see, it is all but done. The only thing I have left to do is the back stitching. So a couple little mouths and a couple, what are those things? French knots that are for eyes. So this came along really quickly. I think it was just what I needed after having finished Oh Holy Night, finishing up that nativity. It was big, this one was big, this is simple. It went together really quick, and so I think that was just like a palette cleanser. I just needed something a little bit easier, a little less intense, so that it would work. Let's tuck this away. Oh, I need to empty my orts. Anyway, so there's that. Maybe I'll get those little eyeballs sewn on before next Halloween. There's no telling, really. Which brings us to the next project. The next project I haven't actually stitched on, but it's been talking to me. So I've been thinking about working on it and what I wanted to do. So we'll lay it out here so you can see. And most of you will recognize this as Santa's Village. So here it is. My viewfinder is not big enough to show the entire thing in one go. If I tried to show it in one go, I'd tip my chair over backwards, and that would be a lot of noise. And then Princess, who was hiding over here underneath the chair, she would rock it out of the room and be angry with me. So, as I have said before, I'm pretty sure that I can fit another house of some sort, and the border that I'm working on, doing the same border over here. I'm going to do it over here, down along the sides. I've got plenty of room. I've got a ton of room over on this side. So where I am at, and why I haven't actually started stitching any more than is already stitched, is I've been contemplating exactly which houses I want to either duplicate and change the English is hard today, you guys. Change the patterns of the houses, work on modifying colors and sizes and things. So that's a lot of stitching going on in my head, even if it hasn't been happening for realsies. So to that end, I have been looking at a few of the other Country Cottage Needleworks house type patterns to see if there was something that I liked and could maybe modify. So of course there's the gingerbread series that she did a couple years after the Santa's Village, and so I've purchased the pattern. This is the number 3 house. I really like the red and the green on the roof, and so I wanted kind of that. I like how this house is not shaped like any of the other houses that are on Santa's Village. And I also like the roof, what's going on the roof on this little house. And I think this tree, yeah, this tree is a little bit different than any of the other trees that are going on Santa's house, or Santa's Village. So I thought that might be a good thing to swap in and out. Now, I have to tell you this story because this was 2 different orders from 123 Stitch to get all the bits and pieces that I wanted. Here it is. And I could not for the life of me find this bag that had the second half, or the second purchase that I had made. I had, you know, I could find the pile that had the first purchase. You'll see those in half a minute. But I couldn't find this one. I looked all over the house. I was worrying Princess because I was wandering around the house, looking here, looking there, looking everywhere, and she was following me around going, meow, meow, what are you doing, human? Meow, you're making me nervous. Meow. Anyway, so I sat down to record and picked up the project bag, the Halloween project bag, and there was my purchases right underneath the Halloween project bag. I looked everywhere except underneath there, but I'm glad I found it. So I've also bought this, the gazebo from the Main Street series, because I thought maybe I could modify it a little bit to fit the pattern. And you know, here it is. I've kind of been scribbling on it. You can kind of see where I've been scribbling on it, making ideas. That's my working copy, not the original, because I'm not that crazy. Anyway, thinking about that. So I think I'm going to get out my graph paper and take one of the Santa's Village things out and, you know, count out the snow and mock in the fake snow. I'll just use, you know, one of the snowbanks from one of the others, and then start, you know, putting the things on that I would like to go on. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I just need 3 additional houses or buildings, kind of swap them around. I think I'll move around the rest of Santa's Village a little bit just so it doesn't look like, here's Santa's Village, and here's 3 extra buildings just 'cause. So, you know, mix them in. I wish I would have thought of this a little bit sooner so I could have mixed them in sooner, but you live and you learn and you live, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it just is all crazy pants. Right, Steph? Banana pants. Okay, so I guess since we're here, we'll just talk about our cross-stitch stashquisitions. So along with my first set of purchases, I picked up another country cottage, just a super simple Merry Christmas, because I like it and I was feeling the holidays. I picked up Lizzie Kate Pets Do Christmas, although I have the sinking feeling that I might actually have that one over. Grabbed Santa Claus, Santa Sampler. And I was still in the mood for Thanksgiving, and so I picked up Harvest Blessings. Right there. What are you playing with, Princess? What are you playing with? She's up to no good. I'm going to have to investigate here in a few minutes. And then Autumn Things, which is some wonderful Halloween ornaments, and then a couple of very fall-themed ornaments. So that was purchase numero uno, shall we be fancy? Numero uno from 123 Stitch. And then I got to thinking about it, and I wanted to pick up the gazebo to see if I could fit the gazebo in. I think I'm going to make the gazebo brown and have the roof be either green or red, depending upon where it goes, what the roof color is of the buildings around it. Like I say, it might be green, it might be red, who knows. So then I just kind of went down my wish list. Well, I went down the wish list both times. But anyway, so a Valentine's one for keeps. It was on sale, I believe. I picked up, I'll get my elves on it, which is, what, Santa 2009? Something like that. And then, is it too late to be good? I might have one of these already. I'll be sad if I do. Oh well, you guys might win. I'll have to give it away as a giveaway, which might be happening later. You never know. Anyway, and then I picked up Little House Needleworks Holly Berries. This one was on sale, and it was just cute. So let's put these all together so I can enter them into X-Stitch, inventory them, and look and say, oh yes, yes indeed, I actually did do 2 of those. And then I picked up a piece of this lovely neutral fabric with the dots on. Well, I ordered the wrong fabric. I actually meant to get the one that has the small painted on dots, but I was sidetracked and I got the big printed on dots. That's okay. It'll still work because I want to do Office Sweet Office on this fabric. Office by Sweet Office is Stitchrovia, so I bought that one a long time ago and downloaded it. Other things from Under the Sea Fabric, Astraeus, I'm going to guess. Who knows? It's beautiful. It's purple. I am dropping out of Fabric of the Month because I have about 2.5 years of her fabric, and it's wonderful fabric, and I've used it once. So I think I need to, well, and her prices were going up. And honestly, a lot of prices for a lot of things are going up. And I'm not surprised, and I don't blame the sellers at all. Just because I know that for cotton and for wools, for example, there have been droughts, there have been floods, there is just not as much supply as there used to be. And so if you remember your economics, the supply line and the demand line, they cross somewhere, and where they cross is the optimal price for that item. I know in the wool industry, sheep aren't giving as nice wool because of droughts in some parts of, well, not only the U.S., but in other countries where they are raised. And so there's not as much supply. The quality is not what it used to. And with knitting being so popular, the mills are having to raise their prices, so the independent dyers are having to move their prices, and it's just a domino effect. It'll be interesting to see if any of these countries are affected by some of the import taxes that the current government is implementing. Who knows? More prices might go up. It might. No one really to blame. No use getting angry. Tighten your belt. So I've canceled that. I didn't sign up for the So Much to Love Bag of the Month Club for 2019. She had to raise her prices. My Comcast bill went through the roof, and now I'm really sidetracked, but let's tell you the Comcast bill story. So my Comcast bill started at like $60 2 years ago, and then it was $90, and then it was $120, and then it was $150. And when it hit $150, I said, I can't do this anymore. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I called the guy, well, I called Comcast and spoke to a fellow. I said, well, you know, costs have gone up, and my wages, while I have gotten raises, have not grown at the same rate as so many other products have. You know, and I'm like, well, I need to do this and this and this to my bill to just reduce it. And so he found a promo. I'm getting less TV channels, which is fine. I'm not a super TV watcher, and my internet speed went from super blazing fast, where I could have 15 different devices online downloading all the time, anytime, down to the smallest one where you can have 5 devices online and downloading stuff and no lag. So there's only one of me in the household, yay. So I don't think I'm going to have 15 devices online at any one time. And I pretty much maybe have 2, maybe 3 devices online at any time, if you count the TV, the computer, and a phone. But it's usual, not one of them is download. Anyway, so, and then another attempt to lower that cost even more, because that was about the $90 mark, including taxes and fees. So the pre-dollar, was $60. And so I said, well, I don't use my DVR. Can I turn that in for just an HD receiver? And he said, yes. So brilliant. So I packed up my DVR. I still had the original box. It's 3 years later, and I still had the original box. Put it all in the original box, wrapped it all in the original plastic, because that's the crazy person I am. Save all your boxes. And took it up to the Xfinity store that's just, you know, up the street here a little bit. And walked in, talked to the guy. He was cool, so we turned in the DVR. I got just an HD receiver. He was looking at my account. He said, "Oh, I see you've changed some stuff." And I said, yes. The costs have gone up. The promos have expired. My wages haven't grown at the same speed that the costs have gone up, so I got to do something here. And so he did the typity thing, was looking at other promotions and stuff, and he's like, "Well, I can add phone service to your bill, and that'll take it from $60 a month pre-taxes to $45 a month." Are you kidding me? I add another service and it costs me $15 less? I don't have to plug in the phone. I don't have to do anything. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, you know, no problem. Here's your phone. You know, we can assign you a phone number." So I have a landline number, you guys. And I don't even have a landline phone. But it's costing me $15 less a month than it was beforehand. So Comcast be cray, my friends. Comcast be cray. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. Because rabbit holes. And rabbit trails. And whatever else. So, let's see. The Stony Creek cross-stitch gift guide has arrived. I think I saw fun stuff in here. I don't know. I looked through it a while ago. I don't remember. It's the problem with magazines. I don't remember. And I think I get 1 or 2 more issues before my subscription on this runs out. And then you have to actually go find it online. Remember my rant from when they first decided that they weren't going to do subscriptions to their magazines anymore, make you buy it online? Yeah, they killed their magazine without even trying. And then I got the Just Cross Stitch Christmas thingy fantasy. That's the name of the thing. But anyway, the December issue, which was cute and fun, and my subscription to this is running out pretty quick, and I've run out of storage space for magazines, and I'm stable 2 times over, so I decided I'm just going to let that one expire. So soon I will have 0 magazines. I even canceled all of my British cross-stitch magazines that I was getting electronically, because I look at them and I don't remember what's in them after I look at them. So I just canceled all my electronic subscriptions to all of those. So we're just, you know, paring down the costs is really what it amounts to. I have no plans to join the Stitch from Stash in 2019 or the No Start 2019 or any of the other cute little sales that are going around. My mother has a theory about sales, and I think I kind of agree with her. She says a sal is when somebody gets you to do their project. So maybe it's something you think is cute, and you do want to stitch, but you're doing it on their timeline. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of it. I want to stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch it, so I'm not interested in sals. And I'm sorry if I have offended all of you who do love the sals. That's fine. Do your thing with the sals. It's okay. I'm not a joiner. I never have been. Why am I doing Flosstube? I don't know. Anyway, the last thing that has come in the mail was from the sweet and wonderful Jane. She didn't say I could say her name. Tough luck. She sent me this wonderful, beautiful leaflet, Sweet Pansies. So many sweet, adorable projects in it. I really like this little thing they've stitched on a box. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that is wonderful. And then she sent me a huge chunk of this wonderful pansy window pane fabric that I absolutely love. Love, 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 love this stuff. I think if I get to feeling more myself, I can actually sit down and do some sewing. And I have so many things in my head of what I want to sew, and I just love this. Can you not picture this as part of a project bag? I know, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. I love it so much. So thank you, Jane. Thank you very, very, very much. I love it. I have been doing an awful lot of knitting. Lots and lots and lots of knitting. Let's see. Well, let's start with the Misselthwaite from Designs by Romi. Romi Hill. That's kind of what it's going to look like. I'm doing all the repeats for the multicolor one, but in a single color. So there's that. And pull it out. This big ol' mess of awesomeness. Let's see, which side is the front? This is the right side. Okay. So you can kind of see how it's triangle shaped, right? Right here, before I kind of turn it around and start showing you what it's up to. This is up here. Here's the points. So I have finished off the main body of seed stitch. And so the directions had you stitch this big old triangle in seed stitch, and then you reattach your yarn, you pick up your stitches, and so now for the lace you're kind of going back and forth like this. I have, you guys are going to be impressed, one whole row of lace done. Well, it's a down is the lace, and then you purl back, and there are supposed to be 3 stitches between my 2 markers because one of those is the middle, and I don't know if you can see it properly. 1, 2. I have 2 stitches. When I started the row there was 1, and then you increase on either side of the center stitch. I increased on one side, and I think I lost the yarn over on the other side, and so now I have 2 stitches, and I don't know what to do. Probably going to have to take it over to Mom and say, Mom, I messed it up again. And she'll say, how did you manage to mess it up on the one row? And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I don't know. I was paying attention. I was being really, really good. She has charts for the pattern, and so I'm learning how to read the charts. Maybe it's because I'm inexperienced at reading the charts. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Well, probably. Inexperience is, you know, a good reason to make a mistake or two. So here it is, kind of all bunched up in beautiful, beautiful purple color in a lovely sport weight, nice and heavy. It is a Yummy 3-ply is the name of the base from Miss Babs. Here's my cake. And the name of the color is Silent Treatment, and it was, I guess it's sort of a one-off, but not really, because she always dyes purple, but you know, you might see another purple that's super similar to this, but not exactly the same. So the one-offs are sort of one-offs, but not really. You know what I mean? She says she can't dye one exactly, but I've been watching the colors that come up for about a year now, and you'll see very similar colorways come up. So if you love this purple and are sad that you can't get the exact name, just keep watching. Something will come up that is very, very close to this. So I've used my first ball, my first skein of the Yummy 3-ply, and now that is my second ball, and that should take care of the the 3 lace repeats. If I could learn how to do lace properly and not lose stitches in the middle, because I'm not, I don't know. I'm just going to pretend like I can't read charts. Well, no. I'm going to say that it is because I can't read charts. That's my excuse. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So the next one that I have been working on is 100 Acre Wood. This one is by Helen Stewart. Okay. Let's pull this monster out. Put this back in here. Okie dokie. So, you guys, this is big news. She is all done, except I need to do the bind off, and so that's all I have left. All the main knitting is done. Hooray, hooray. You can see my stitch marker kind of there. that's where I was when I last talked to you, and then I just went knit, 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 knit. At least that's where I think I was when I last talked to you. I don't know. Maybe I've been further. Who knows? Anyway, so all done. All dug. I need to weave in the ends once that's done. Wash it, block it, do the thing, but look, you guys, it's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. I really love it. Love, 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 love. So excited. So there is that. So I've got about 500 stitches on the needle. It's a picot edging, picot bind off. So it's like you cast off 2, you move your stitch back over, you add cast on 2, cast off 5, cast on 2, cast off 5. Or at least that's what I think it says. It might not. I don't know. I need to go over to Mom's house and have Mom show me how to do the, I did a knitted cast on for the other shawl that I just saw where, you know, you cast on 200. But that was because I was using, you know, this one. So since all my stuff is over here, I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Since this will be my needle that has nothing on, do I just let go of the yarn? Do I cast them onto this one and then slide them back on so I can cast them off? I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to, I mean, Mom will know. You guys will probably point me in the right direction of a couple of tutorials. So there is that fun thing. Okie dokie. Let's check stuff off the set list. Where did I put my pen? My pen was right here in front of my face. Here it is. Alrighty, we've done that, we've done that. Okay. Yarnquisitions. Because you know we can't go like 6 weeks, 5 weeks, however long it's been, without buying something. I know. I know. I know. Okay, what do we want to show you first? I'm in love with it all. So we'll start out with this monster bit of light worsted DK. This is by Miss Babs because instant gratification, Miss Babs. This is called Cultured Pearl, and it kind of has a very light, creamy base, and then with flecks of pink and gray in it, and it's very light and it's very subtle and it's just gorgeous. And I have an idea for, I've seen a pattern for a cowl that I want to cast on with this. And so it is, yep, I told you, Miss Babs, Cultured Pearl and light worsted, right? Is that not beautiful? I love it so much. So much. So there is that wonderfulness. And then I bought a couple skeins of this gorgeous purpleness, and this is in Yummy 2-ply, which is a fingering weight. And this is a funky name, Mambu Madness. Right? Gorgeous. Because there was a shawl that I saw that could use 2 of these, and then this gray was just perfect. What is this? Thunderstorm? And so you put the, with the, and the, right guys? Isn't that gorgeous? I'm so excited. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do with it because, you know, I could do something that's, you know, 2-color shawl with just those 2 colors. I have more colors in my bin of Wonderful, so I could add another thing to there. Just, you know, the possibilities are endless until you start trying to narrow down the possibilities. And then you find out they're not quite as endless as you thought, but they're pretty darn close. So, gorgeousness. Absolute gorgeousness. And then I've been trying really hard and mostly succeeding in not buying any more yarn. Well, I mean, that's pretty good for 6 weeks, and I've just bought 4 skeins. So that is wonderful. So when I was working on the bulletin board for November, I did a bunch of little clips of here it is and here's what I've built and this is what's going on. Kind of a little bit of a vloggy style because I was feeling it. So let's insert that fun right here. Right here. What you doing, princess? What you doing, kitty cat? Gonna run for it, huh? The owl plant's not looking so good. Gonna settle in and start cutting stuff up for the bulletin board. There's stuff for the bulletin board. There's an additional bulletin board. More bulletin board stuff. Stuff set up over there. Papers. Bulletin board. We're ready to get started. Got most of the lights turned out because it's Halloween and I didn't buy any candy, so I'm not answering the door. I'm going to be doing this instead. Princess is watching us. She always leaves when we start to talk. Anyway, so I have done the new bulletin board. Not the full thing, but just the big one that I'm going to hang on the wall so I don't have to change this every single month. I went with the spring theme because I'm lazy. I suppose I could go with a fall theme. I didn't. Anyway, mess, 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 more mess. Actually, I threw away most of my mess. That's the biggest mess. Everything's a mess over there. Anyway, so there's that bit done. Now we have to start thinking about this bit. I did cut up all my stuff over there, so it's ready to start being fashioned into things to go on to the big bulletin board. But I think that my Hujakuzzits, the size of my font is too small, so I'm going to reprint all of those tomorrow and recut all of those out tomorrow. Oh well, win some, lose some. Princess has abandoned us. But I've got a turkey made! Yay, turkey! Hello, princess! 2 turkeys! Yay, turkeys! Last one for the evening. It's about 10 o'clock. I started around 7-ish, so this is 3 hours of fun. I've got NOV for our November. I cut out a whole heap of leaves to use for filler once I start pinning everything onto the board. The owl plant is not looking any better, but can't expect much in 3 hours. And there it is. We'll see what we get done tomorrow. This takes lots and lots of time, but I don't mind it because it's kind of fun and creative. Okay, bye-bye. Well, guys, here we are. The end of the month, beginning of another month, and I am redoing the good old bulletin board. So, there you go. My turkeys turned out awesome. I still haven't taken off the papers all the way that tell the names of who moved in and who moved out. I just kind of left them there, so if you fold the white paper in half the other way, you can kind of see where it sat on my turkeys. I thought they turned out really cute. Then the list of birthdays and the coming soon, which is a new addition, so I can put up announcements for the upcoming activities announcements for the upcoming month. Anyway, I thought this turned out really, really quite cute. Our bulletin board had an accident. It fell down and broke, so this is a new bulletin board. And I wasn't there when they decided to replace it. So I think the Relief Society president had one of her kids carefully pull everything off and then put it back on, just because I know some of the leaf placements are different than what I had when I sent it over. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It still looks good. I'm glad I was able to help them with it. And here's Princess down here trying to get attention. Princess! Meow meow. Hi. Hello. So there she is. Anyway, I've started to work on the next one. I've got stuff printed out there and there. You can see snowflakes where I was playing around. And I think I'm going to choose something from, well, I'm going to use this pile of papers for my December bulletin board. It has stickers and stuff that I'm not going to use, but that's okay. Anyway, Princess says hello. Huh, kitty cat? That's right. There at the end, I showed you the paper that I was thinking of using for the December board, and the December board turned out my usual grand finale mess of craziness and bold colors and everything all over the place, and so I liked it. I built it. I didn't think it looked bad at all, but it was its usual hot mess of a little bit of all the colors. So I'm starting on thinking of January already, just because I'm planning on going to visit my grandparents in Arizona, and my sister will come stay at the house and take care of the cat. So no reason to burgle my friends. There will be somebody here. So anyway, Michael's had this, and I thought it was gorgeous and would be perfect for a thingy, the January board. I don't know if this will show the papers properly. Let's slide this out of the way. So here we go. I'll try to... I love the light purples and the teals and the snowflakes, and those polar bears are ridiculously cute. So I think there's a good variety here. More snowflakes and trees and some plain snowflakes. Anyway, I'm going to go with a snowflake polar bear theme, of course, because I bought a pack of paper that is all snowflakes and all polar bears. So there was that. I got that a couple weeks ago, and then today I decided to check the Michaels website because I knew I needed some plain papers, right? And so Michaels had cardstock on sale for $5. It's usually $19, but you can always find a 50% off coupon, so it brings it down from $19 to $10, but they were on sale for $6. Yes, please. So I sent my sister, I gave my sister some cash, and she went and she bought this one. Coordinates with the lights, so here's, you know. Does that make anybody dizzy? Anyway, beautiful colors. And then my sister also picked up cardstock of purples because I love purples, and I'm pretty sure I can use most of these, if not with the main thing, but with other ones, because very, very versatile colors. So there is that. That is the bulletin board report. I lied. Just a couple more things on the bulletin board report. My Cricut is ancient. It's like the Cricut Expression from 2007, 2008, you know, that era. It's 10 years old. It no longer, they don't support it online anymore. So I have to use cartridges. I can't use the online purchase things. So I've been on the hunt for cartridges for my thing, and they've moved away slowly from cartridges. So it's always interesting hunting for cartridges so I can cut things out. So since next month is going to be a snow theme, there is a whole cartridge full of wonderful, wonderful snowflakes. So you can kind of see back there what's going on. So I got that in the mail today. I'm really excited about that one. Can't wait to go to town and cut out about 100 million bajillion snowflakes. This one, surprisingly, was not astronomically priced. I picked up Simply Charmed, which has little designs for all sorts of seasons. Spring, summer, fall, all sorts of good fun stuff. So I am thinking that I will be able to use many of some of those thingies for my bulletin board. Looking forward to that. I love the fish. Did you guys see the fishing line? The fish right there. I think that'll be a great one to use in June. Ice cream, sunshine, it's great. It's great. And then I picked up this little one for spring, and I opened that one because I wanted to show you the main reason why I bought that one. It's pansies. You better believe that there are going to be pansies on one of the bulletin board designs here in the near future. Lots and lots of pansies coming to a bulletin board near you. Let's put that away before I lose everything. So I have to say that even though I was super worried about doing this job for my congregation when I was first assigned it, I find that I absolutely love it. I love doing this. Which means as soon as you figure out that you love doing the bulletin boards is usually about the time that they reassign you. So we'll see. Okay, and now I think that's really it for bulletin board stuff. We'll just group a whole bunch of other random stuff in. So remember, I haven't done anything more on my Halloween star quilt project. Well, I sewed up the rest of the block, so I've got all 6 of these. I haven't done the sashing or the cornerstones or anything like that yet. But I decided that having one that was 3 wide by 2 tall was not quite enough. So I ordered another kit. And so my thing will be 3 across and 4 down. And that should make a lovely size for a lap blanket that I can either throw on me in Halloween or maybe hang it up back here with everything else. So there is that. Let's shuffle this around. So our lovely Debbie and Kef over at Snug Harbor Crafts have been bad influence on me. And I picked up the Snowflake Chalk Couture transfer thingies. I haven't got to it yet. I have my squeegee. I have my cleaning scrubby sponges. I have white paint. This is trying to fall off the desk over here, that's why. Okay. Don't fall off the desk. I have my teal paint. And then I thought it would be absolutely awesome. You are going to get a good look at yourselves here in just a minute. I have had these mirrors for an awful long time. There's 2 of them. They fit right together. See, there you are. Hello, everybody! Anyway, I thought it would be fun to put a, like a snowflake here or here, and then just, put them across the room. Yeah, so there you go. There's my, what is the name of that? My monitor with my snowflake lights on. I don't even have my snowflake lights on. There you go. So my niece is up above there. Pansy's over there. I bought that when I was in Florence in 1996. That's how long it's been with me. And family, friends. Let's go this way. Pansies. Are we surprised? Stuff, more stuff. Anyway, whatever. I'm easily sidetracked. I admit it. So I have 2 of these. I thought it would be lovely to put a few snowflakes on those. I just haven't done it yet because winter and not terribly motivated and blah. We'll just, chalk everything up to a whole lot of blah going on right now. So let's tidy that up so it will not be a mess. Put this over here. Get that organized back over there. So I thought it would be fun to do maybe some small ones in teal, some others in white. So I just need to get brave and do it. It's not hard. I know it's not hard. I need to just do it. So I was buying some stuff on Amazon. Christmas presents and this and that and the other for the siblings and for my nieces, my little nieces. Just, doing the things. So in one of my wish lists, the cross-stitch wish list, I had the Dimensions Gold Kit Japanese Garden that I've looked at and wanted for a long while. You'll remember that Leah Claiborne stitched this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I had it there, and I was kind of watching the prices, and the price had dropped from $20 to $12, and I thought, nah, sure, why not? So this is kind of what it's supposed to look like. Let me tell you guys, I was completely shocked and surprised at what I got, because it was not a cross-stitch kit, my friends. Oh no. No, no, no. It's paint by numbers. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Paint by numbers, you guys. I don't even know. I don't know. So there's the canvas. I assume I need to iron it if I'm actually going to do it. And then, so here's, you know, the paint with the numbers on. And then more paint with more numbers. And there's brushes back there. And then some mounting hardware. So I don't even know what to do. I assume I need to iron it to get all the creases out. Because as you can see, it's a creased mess. It's fairly stiff. And then what? Do I attach it to stretcher bars? Do I don't know. I don't know. So I could return it, yes, and I probably should return it. I don't know if I actually will return it because that's a hassle. And who wants to go through that? Not me. So, yeah, my sister laughed and she said, well, now you have another hobby that you didn't know you wanted to have. And I laughed and I said, yeah, you're probably right. So there is that. All right, let's check stuff off the set list. Bulletin board, sewing stuff, chalk couture, and that thing. Turn the page. Okay, what have we already talked about since we are moving into news, notes, and nonsense? We have talked about my negotiations with Comcast. That was good. We have talked about road construction, sapping my will to live. Oh yeah, I said let's do a giveaway. I actually was sorting through some of my stuff, you guys, and I found that I had 3 of these. 2 I had purchased, and 1 was gifted to me. So we are going to give away one that I purchased. And that is this snowman from 2010 by Lizzie Kate, complete with buttons. So, do you want to stitch a snowman? If you want to stitch a snowman, down there in the comments put, I would like to stitch a snowman. If you mention giveaway, I'm going to delete your comment. Please be 18 years or old. That way it is legal for you to send me your address. If you are under 18, you need to have your parents' permission to give me your address so I can send you this cute, wonderful thing. And they'll have to trust that I'm not a stalker. I am not a stalker. I don't know how to stalk. I'm not very good at it. So there is that. Do you want to stitch a snowman? I would like to stitch a snowman. Alright, check that off. I actually put up my tree this year. My tree has not been up for 7 years. I moved out of my condo back in 2011 after I'd been laid off for 15 months. That was painful, and so it necessitated that I sell my condo, move into the basement of my parents, and my Christmas stuff went into the basement, into the very back corner, because my parents had plenty of Christmas stuff, so we weren't going to be putting up 2 sets of Christmas stuff. And so it was about 5 years before I was able to save up enough money, get a decent enough job to move out of my parents' basement and buy my own house. So here I am in my house. This will be the... when did I move in? I moved in, got my new job in 2015, then I bought the house in 2016. So we had Christmas of 2016 and 2017. I didn't decorate. I was feeling ambitious. It was like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I pulled out my tree and I decorated my tree, and it's in the other room. And I did a little bit of this and that and whatnot with my house. And do you guys want a tour? I mean, it is not even close to Priscilla and Chelsea quality of decorating, nor is it, who else has done tours of their decorating? Guys, it is super low key. Super duper duper super low key. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you where it's decorated, and then I'll show you the absolute shame that is the kitchen. Right? Right? Dirty dishes and all. It's a thrill a minute. We show it how it really is over here. So that is the tree and tour. Tour right here. Alright, Christmas tour. We'll start out with my heirloom nativity sampler that I stitched. This is by the Victoria sampler, and I stitched it, I think I finished it in like 2012, but I just had it framed earlier this year. My BFF actually did the hardanger on it. We took a hardanger class together, and she really liked the hardanger, so I asked nicely if she would do my hardanger, and she did, and it turned out brilliantly, because I tell you guys, I have like the bestest of friends. So here we go. I used the accessory pack, so that turned out to be all the called for silks and whatnot. Some of the back stitching I kind of went a little weird on, like that wise man's eyes are kind of weird, but whatever. Move up a little bit more. Here's our shepherds doing shepherdy things, and way up here at the top are our angels. So there is that little bit of Christmas, and here's our bookshelf full of randomness and heaven only knows what. This is where the Oh Holy Night Nativity is living until I can take it down to my grandma. So here, I'll kind of give you a little bit of a pan and scan sort of thing. Right there. Kind of back here by the TV. Well, behind the TV, because I set the TV far forward. Anyway. Let's see, I don't even know if... Well, it seems like it's being focused, but I don't know if this is a good way to show you all the hard work and the details. I love the cow and donkey, they were fun. Kelly Bell, you can do it. I have faith in you. Yeah, that's a lot of white stuff going on. Don't panic, you've got this. There's a lot of room to fudge stuff in this one, so you're fine. Sheepies, baby Jesus, Mary Joseph Angel, and my shepherds, and the little sheepies over here. So that's where this lives. And then you guys probably recognize that. It used to be sitting up over on the big square thing, and there are batteries from when I took the batteries out of my old cable box and took them out of the remote control for the old cable box and just stuck them there. This is my cross stitch frame. It usually sits over here next to the thing. I am working on, you can't see it that well, but Celtic Noel is what's on there. There's my thingy. Get your jingle on. And anyway, just some random stuff. Hello, me! How are you? Random stuff there. We'll give this guy a little. This is a Hallmark thing. It's how many days till Christmas. I loves it. Oh, look. It's going to be clearing out. It's cold outside. Not too bad inside. And then here's where I put my tree. It spins. I love it. And you will notice that there is not a single cross-stitch ornament on that sucker. Absolutely zero cross-stitch ornaments. None. I like them. I just don't seem to get around to stitching them. So there is that. Here's the chair where I usually have my cross-stitch frame, which has all manner of other randomness on it. But with the tree over here, and the frame usually sits here. It was just kind of too narrow on that walkway, so I didn't. And now here is the true shame, because there are all my boxes of Christmas stuff, and other than the Ninja Legos, there's stuff piled on the table. Stuff everywhere. Everywhere is stuff. I think there's wrapping paper back there. Looks like I don't have any dirty dishes on the table. I don't eat at the table. The table is a place where stuff goes and lands, and I don't know. So there you go. I did put jingle bells on my pantry door. It's festive whenever we get something out of the pantry. Here we go. You can look at the tree. Look at the tree as it spins around and around and around. I bought a lot of those ornaments when I was living in San Francisco between 2001 and 2005? Something like that. When did I move home? Yeah, 2005. There you go. All right, we're going to insert a little bit of serious right here. At work today, in a different building, a young woman jumped off the 4th story in an atrium and landed, and she survived. She jumped, she hit the rocks, not the rocks, the tile floor at the bottom, 4 stories up. She survived. She's in critical condition. They don't know if it's a suicide. They don't know if she was pushed. I have my own opinion on it, but I can't say it because I don't know this young woman. But I want to emphasize that even though holidays can be hard for a lot of people for various reasons. Either they don't feel love or loved, or they're under so much pressure to make this season merry and bright and perfect, or just for school finals are coming out, you feel stressed, you have to make the grade, you don't want to let anybody down. My friends, take a deep breath and take a step back. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. Remember what I say, 1 step forward, 1 step up. A little bit of a time. If you need help, reach out. I am not very good at what to say in comforting. Our little intern who works with us at the office, she was in the building where this occurred at the time in a class. They do have counselors on campus ready to, talk and help anybody that comes in. I have learned that often suicide is an instant reaction, is a permanent reaction to something that is temporary. But when you're in the depths of pain and blackness and darkness, it seems like it is not temporary, which is why I say a step forward, a step up. Keep moving. I've been depressed at times, and I've always wondered why I always have to get up in the morning and I have to go to work. I always get up in the morning, I always go to work. I may not want to. I may want to stay in bed and not move and just stay, And so, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, my friends, but remember that there are people who love you. If you're afraid that you're a burden, I've heard it said for people who are depressed or suffering from depression that they often think, oh, there are people out there who have it worse than I do. Maybe, maybe not. Take care of yourself first. Don't worry about, are there other people out there who have it worse than I do? I've gotten a little rabbit trail here. Hug the people you love. Make sure they are all right. Make sure when they tell you that they're all right, and they're not telling you just what they want you to hear. Our poor little intern, she'll be all right, but she left work, she came to work after her class had been canceled. They just canceled all the classes in that building for the day. She came over to double check things, and the poor dear was in tears because she happened to walk out of her classroom at about the same time that she saw this young woman fall. And so I spent some time with our poor intern, just hugging her, just telling her it's okay. And it is tragic, but you didn't know her. There was nothing you can do. But what you can do is take care of the people you talk to every day. Take care of the people you see every day, the people that you know. Okay? Reach out. Be kind. I've often said be kind. Be kind to your neighbors. Be kind to the drivers around you, even though they drive you nuts. The people around me who drive me absolutely bonkers. Be kind to the retail workers. They're stressed out. They don't have a lot of power to make a lot of changes, but they're doing the best they can. Be kind to everyone around you. Okay? Okay. Let's do a little thing here and cleanse the palate. So our cleanse the palate. The other day I was at Costco. They had flannel pajamas out, and I bought me a flannel pajamas. And they are so soft and so warm and so absolutely cozy. I just love my new flannel pajamas. The only problem is I have flannel sheets on my bed. And so flannel sheets and flannel pajamas are not a good combination. Yeah, it's double cozy, but for those of you who were raised in a certain era before the advent of all this technology, there used to be things called flannel board stories. We used them a lot in church. So it was just, a big board about, I don't know, maybe 18 by 24 that was covered in a sheet of flannel. And then we had pictures, so you could learn about David and Goliath. And here's pictures of David and sheep, and here's Goliath, and the pictures were on the front, and the flannel was on the back, and you could just do flannel to flannel, and it would hold pretty good. And then it was easy to take off. I mean, holds like Velcro, only less secure, You want Daniel and the lion's den? Well, here's Daniel, and here's all the lions, all flannel bed stories. So when I got into bed with my flannel PJs and my flannel sheets, it was like Kara flannel board story. The spot that you laid in was your spot for the night because there was no moving around. The cat was highly amused. I didn't get much sleep that night, but I have learned. Sometimes, not tonight, sometimes. I come home, I put on my pajamas, and then, oh, guys, I have got like a Polar Tech fleece robe. So imagine flannel jammies, so cozy, so comfortable. A nice pair of wool socks, warm toes, some slippers, a nice thingy, polar fleece robe. Warmth and softness and wonderfulness all evening long while I'm knitting or thinking about what I'm going to stitch or just, ignoring the world all around. It's bliss, my friends. It is bliss. Y'all get yourself to Costco, get yourself a pair of flannel jammies. Maybe that's why they're farming them over there at Flannel Jammies Farm. I know, I'm just kidding. I can't remember her name. I'd buy some flannel jammies from Flannel Jammies Farm, except name out the window. I'll think of it as soon as I start editing, or maybe in 3 days, but whatever. So, on a lighter note, do that. Be kind, my friends. Be kind. I hope you get all the time you want to stitch on your wonderful things. I hope you are able to reach out to those around you. Don't let anybody be alone. Don't let anybody be lonely. If you see somebody, okay, if you're looking around your group of friends and you are going, hey, where is, maybe you should call and make sure they're all right. That's my life. I'm easily the kid who is, I've got one of these is what I'm playing with. I'm the kid that's friends with everybody but is often left out. It's mostly because I am super duper almost painfully shy and I have a hard time reaching out to others, and just because of the way I am, people don't think about me when they're planning things. It's okay. I don't resent them. I know it's just because I don't reach out a lot. So look for that person who doesn't reach out. Are you going to the movies? Make sure everybody's there. Are you having a Christmas soiree? Make sure that person is invited. Be sure to include all the people. Stitch all the things. Stitch what you love. I hope that frog stays far away from you guys. Hugs and stitches, my friends, more than you can ever know. Bye.